stroke of 10 o'clock because we had a land speed record today, I think. Got 55 resolutions. Have a wonderful time. In lieu of a prayer this morning for two reasons. Number one, in deference to Mrs. Clary's voice, and also because Melissa Pitts lost her father, I'd like a moment of silence for Terry Pitts. Thank you.
In the event of, allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In case of emergency and there's a need to evacuate, please follow the evacuation signs. Once outside, step away, allow first responders and follow all directions given. Silence your cell phones, please. Thank you.
Thank you. We have roll call, please.
Mr. Hanky.
Here.
Mrs. Fedler. Here. Mr. Ferguson. Mr. Shaw. Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Fisher.
Here.
Mr. Baker.
Here.
Mr. Nolan. Mr. O'Brien.
Here.
Mr. Hahn.
Here.
Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Mr. Skelly. Mr. Hogan. Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mrs. Clary.
Here.
Mr. Wang. And Mr. Rosell.
Here.
Thank you. Our first order of business is always a bittersweet one, to do the employee recognition for a long-term person that has going on to bigger and better things. In this case, it's Bruce Mason. Let's have Bruce and Glenn come forward, please.
It is.
Well, Bruce, as the chairman said, a bittersweet moment. In honor of your recognition of service, we give you this memorandum of service and certificate on behalf of Washington County and the Department of Public Safety in recognition of your 23 years of service in the positions of Assistant EMS Coordinator, EMS Deputy Coordinator, and since 2009 EMS Coordinator. We would be remiss in recognizing you as you are an active and dedicated provider of the Fort Anne Rescue Squad and Washington County EMS system for over 50 years, serving since the 1970s. While EMS is a changing across the nation, its dedicated volunteers such as yourself and leaders and educators like yourself who have built and supported this system and continuing to operate as we navigate the challenges of today together. Again, on behalf of all of those that you serve, thank you.
Said it all at the last. I said it all at the last. I said it all at the last public safety meeting I went to. I do appreciate you all. I mentioned that in my resignation letter. I enjoyed working with the board for many years, many of you, and you know, but there comes a time when I have to move on, and Glenn and Tim now move up, and Paul's in will certainly be a good coordinator for you. I mean, he was my right hand the whole time I was coordinator, so thank you.
Thanks. Okay, you have the condensed minutes from January 19th, 2024. I will consider them accepted as mailed unless there are any corrections or deletions. Are there any corrections or deletions? Seeing none, we will accept them. Communications.
For communications from Warren County, we are in receipt of their resolution number 23, appointing members to the Warren, Washington County's Industrial Development Agency and Civic Development Corporation. That's all I have for communications.
Thank you. Committee reports. The audit committee.
Chairman, sir, I'd like to submit the audit report to the board. We can pay the monthly bills totaling $4,383,943.66.
Moved by Mr. Rozell. There is second. Bedler, Hall, Fisher, Baker, Hahn, Wilson, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we'll move on to the introduction of local law A of 2024. Clerk, read the title.
Introductory Local Law A of 2024, County of Washington, New York, introduced by Supervisor Campbell. A local law superseding Local Law Number 3 of 2024, providing for the establishment of a schedule for the salary of the Director of Real Property Tax Services.
We'll move on to privilege of the floor. Under privilege, I have two today. First is President of Adirondack, SUNY Adirondack, because there's a resolution in the packet which you've all received and read, which has to do with some advocacy for SUNY, and we did not have a chance to get this before committee. I asked Dr. Duffy to come to this mic here. Give us a little bit of background on it, just because it didn't go through committee.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm really live. Nice to see everyone. Nice to see some new faces. Thanks for having me today. I will be brief. I know you have a very big agenda. And what we're passing around, there's two handouts here. The resolution that's in front of you today is to help us advocate to our state to increase the funding for community colleges. Thank you. Both our county sponsors have graciously and generously supported the college, and even the increase that you approved last year really will be substantial for us, and we appreciate that. Now we need our state to meet their obligation. For those who are a little newer, community colleges, when they were founded, were supposed to be funded a third from the state, a third from the counties, and a third from student tuition. We haven't really ever met that formula, but over the past 10 to 15 years, as state funding has declined, that ratio continues to skew higher for students. In other words, students are bearing the burden of expenses for higher education in the state for community colleges. And so the presidents and the trustees across the state are in a unified voice. We spent a great deal of time analyzing data to have a better understanding of what would be a reasonable and equitable amount of funding that the state should invest in their community colleges. And so what you have in front of you, there's two handouts, the one with the picture and talking about moving towards equitable funding. I draw your attention to that. We looked at the amount of money that the counties contribute to the community college sector of SUNY. As a reminder, there are 30 community colleges across the state. We serve half of all SUNY students. When we looked at what the counties have been contributing in both their sponsor share as well as chargebacks, counties are contributing about $525 million in the last budget cycle. The state is contributing $428 million. We believe that bringing up that equitable amount to at least be even with what the counties are contributing is a fair and equitable funding model. That delta is $97 million, and that's what you'll see in terms of our request for the state to increase their investment in community colleges. Just as a point of reference, for every dollar that the state is investing in SUNY, that translates to $19,000 per student for a student who attends a four-year institution and $5,400 for community college students. We believe our students, we serve some of the least resourced historically marginalized in higher education. They come to college with many needs, and we need funding to be able to support those students, to be able to get them to completion so that they can enter the workforce of New York State, where the majority of our graduates stay and work. So the ask is for an increase of $97 million to the community college sector. And our delivery for that is, if you invest in us, we will guarantee you 20,000 trained employees to work in this state as we continue to grapple with the workforce shortage that is existing in every business, in every entity. The community colleges are well positioned to be able to do that. We cannot do it on continued flat funding from the state. If the executive budget goes through as it was presented right now, we would be 4 years of flat funding from the state, and that is just no longer feasible for us to be able to operate our institutions. So what we're asking the counties, and I've also asked Warren County, and they will be passing that resolution as well, to just simply advocate on our behalf. We're not asking you for any additional funds. We're just asking you as our sponsors to support our advocacy efforts at the state level. So that's just a little context. I'm happy to answer any more detailed questions, but that's what I wanted to share with you today.
You got 1 minute and 12 seconds. If
Ooh.
anybody wants to ask any questions. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Earl.
Well, I come to humble oneself. I see that no one has resigned. Their names on the bag. So I must apologize to all of you. Being here means to me that none of you are in violation of the 14th Amendment, Section 3. But none of you have given aid to the FM. So once again, I apologize to all of you, including you, Scott. That's it. I reserve the rest of my time.
Anybody else have privilege? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the introduction of the resolutions. I'm going to need a motion to set aside the rules for 81 and 83, and I would like that motion to include waiving the reading of the resolves for resolution number 80, which is that bonding resolution. We'd be here for 20 minutes reading resolves.
I'll move it.
I'll second. Mr. I'll second by Han, Wilson, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. The recess, we'll move on to consideration of resolutions.
Resolution number 29 by Supervisor Hanky, titled to appoint and reappoint members to the Washington County Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board.
Chairman, moving resolution number 29, or correction, yes, number 29.
All right. I thought that was supposed to.
Sir. I'll second it. Thought you forgot.
Okay, wait a minute, I might have screwed up here.
That's a great way to start.
Yeah, I misstated the, reading, it should be 84, not 80.
Want to move, waive from 80 forward.
We're including 84. Okay. Moving resolution 29, second by Mr. Wilson. Fedler, Hall. Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. Under these are essentially supervisors. Appointments, you'll see a couple of them in here. I don't just make supervisors. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 30 by Supervisors Skelly, Shaw, Roselle, Hall, Fisher, Nolan, Wang, titled to amend the Washington County travel policy.
Resolution number 30.
Moved by Supervisor Skelly, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Wang, no. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 31 by Supervisors Skelly, Shaw, Roselle, Hall, Fisher, Nolan, Wang, titled to amend Washington County purchasing policy and procedures.
Resolution number 31.
Moved by Supervisor Skelly, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Bryan, Hahn, Campbell, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 32 by Supervisors Skelly, Shaw, Roselle, Hall, Fisher, Nolan, Wang, titled to accept preventive maintenance heating system contract, Eastern Heating and Cooling. Long way to go.
Moving resolution 32.
Moved by Supervisor Skelly, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 33 by Supervisors Clary, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Baker, Wang, title amend Resolution number 28 of 2021, Washington County Planning Agency membership.
Chairman, moving resolution number 33,
Moved by
please.
Supervisor Clary, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, and Nolan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 34 by Supervisors Wilson, Skelly, Fedler, Shaw, Ferguson, Roselle, Fisher, Baker, Wang, titled to make reappointments to the Sewer District Number 2 Board of Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 34.
Moved by Supervisor Wilson, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Baker, O'Brien, Campbell, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 35 by Supervisors Fedler, Wilson, Hogan, Roselle, Nolan, Baker, titled to adopt District Attorney's 2024 Crime Forfeiture Spending Plan.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 35.
Supervisor Fedler, second. Hall, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. Can't believe it. First time in years with no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 36 by Supervisors Fedler, Wilson, Hogan, Roselle, Nolan, Baker, titled to reappoint member to the Washington County EMS Advisory Board.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 36.
By Supervisor Fedler, second. Hall, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 37 by Supervisors Fedler, Wilson, Hogan, Roselle, Nolan, Baker, titled to appoint member to the Washington County Fire Advisory Board.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 37.
Moved by Supervisor Fedler, second. Hall, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 38 by Supervisors Nolan, Hall, Hogan, Ferguson, Baker, titled to authorize recertification of the Saratoga Warren Washington Workforce Development Board.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 38.
Moved by Supervisor Nolan, second. Fedler, Hall, Baker, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, and Wang. Discussion. Under discussion, Because I would comment, this is gonna be a really critical need in the next couple of years for Washington County. We gotta pay some close attention to this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 39 by Supervisors Nolan, Hall, Hogan, Ferguson, Baker, titled to establish vaccination rates, public health.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 39.
By Supervisor Nolan, second. Fedler, Hall, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, and Wang. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 40 by Supervisors Nolan, Hall, Hogan, Ferguson, Baker, titled to make appointments to the Washington County Youth Advisory Board.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 40.
Moved by Supervisor Nolan, second. Fedler, Hall, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, and Wang. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 41 by Supervisors Nolan, Hall, Hogan, Ferguson, Baker, titled to appoint, reappoint members to the Washington County Office for the Aging Advisory Council.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 41.
Moved by Supervisor Nolan, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, and Wang. Discussion. I personally appreciate the effort this board puts in. Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 42 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title, amend 2024 budget to fund opioid settlement fund recommendations.
Chairman, moving resolution 42. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 43 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 planning budget to carry over unspent septic replacement grant and recognize additional funding.
Resolution number 43. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 44 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title to authorize the chairman to enter into an agreement for the purchase and sale of real property within the town of Fort Anne for construction of a highway barn.
Moving resolution number 44. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. Today roll call.
Mr. Henke.
Yes.
Mrs. Fedler.
Yes.
Mr. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Fisher.
Yes.
Mr. Baker.
Yes.
Mr. Nolan.
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien. Mr. Hahn.
Yes.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
Mr. Skelly. Mr. Hogan. Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Clary.
Yes.
Mr. Wang.
Yes.
Mr. Rozell.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted, 4,456 yes, 234 absent. Resolution number 45 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend budget, capital project number 125 for additional engineering services, Fort Anne Barn.
Resolution number 45. By Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 46 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend budget, capital project number 130, barn repairs and replacements for project construction management, Fort Anne Middle Falls Barn Projects.
Moving resolution number 46. Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 47 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amend Budget Capital Project Number 125, Capital Improvements for St. Paul's Roof Project.
Resolution number 47.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 48 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amend 2024 County Clerk Budget to carry over unspent local government records management improvement fund grant.
Moving resolution number 48.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 49 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amend 2024 Planning Budget for Contracted Services.
Moving resolution number 49.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 50 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amend 2024 Budget Tourism to carry over unspent ARP funds and allocate additional ARP funds.
Moving resolution 50.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 51 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title to amend 2024 County Attorney and Workers' Compensation Fund budgets for safety officer expenses.
Moving resolution 51.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 52 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 budget sewer district number 2 to carry over unspent ESD capital planning grant.
Moving resolution number 52.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 53 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend budget capital project 114 SD number 2 long-term control plan WIIA grant award.
Moving resolution number 53.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 54 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title to amend capital project number 114, SD number 2 long-term control plan, WIIA grant award, HF1A.
Moving resolution number 54.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations, you're halfway through.
Resolution number 55 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend budget capital project number 114, SD number 2 long-term control plan, concrete contract change order.
Resolution 55.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 56 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 public health budget to carry over unspent early intervention administration grant.
Moving resolution 56.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 57 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 public health budget to carry over unspent ELC funds.
Resolution number 57.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Han, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 58 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 public health budget to carry over unspent public health core fellowship grant funds.
Moving resolution number 58.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Han, O'Brien, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. Do you have discussions? Oh, just a.
Darrow and Iverson close together.
All right. I thought your hand remained up, that's all. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 59 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 public health budget to carry over unspent COVID-19 vaccine response funds.
Moving resolution 59.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Han, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 60 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title to amend 2024 public health budget to carry over unspent preparedness grant funds.
Moving resolution number 60.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Han, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 61 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 public health budget to carry over unspent child passenger safety grant.
Moving resolution number 61.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Han, O'Brien, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 62 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 public health budget for public health infrastructure, workforce, and data systems grant.
Moving resolution 62.
By Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Han, Clary, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Did I miss discussion? Okay. Carried.
Resolution number 63 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2023 budget, DSS for foster care recruitment initiative.
Moving resolution number 63.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Han, Clary, Wang, Rozell, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 64 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 budget to carry over unspent ARP funds for foster care and daycare services.
Moving resolution number 64.
By Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Han, Clary, Wang, Rozell, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 65 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend DSS 2024 budget for adult protective services grant.
Moving resolution number 65.
By Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Han, Clary, Wang, Rozell, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 66 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend 2024 budget to carry over unspent rural communities of practice phase 3 grant, Youth Bureau alternative sentencing.
Resolution number 66, moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Pedler, Hall, Fisher, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Rozell, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 67 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amendment 2024 Budget Youth Bureau for pretrial DCJS funds.
Moving resolution number 67. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 68 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amendment 2024 Mental Health Budget to accept additional opioid settlement funds.
Moving resolution number 68. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 69 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amendment 2024 Budget Sheriff to carry over unspent body-worn camera grant.
Moving resolution number 69. By Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 70 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, Title Amendment 2024 County Road Fund Budget for Lake Champlain Basin Program Grant.
Moving resolution number 70. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. Comment on this, that Brian and I drove back from Boonville yesterday, just ahead of the storm. It's not just the Champlain Valley, it seems to be using this, brine is getting pretty popular all over the place. We were seeing striped roads the whole way back. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 71 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title to authorize purchase of soft code civil software via Sourcewell contract.
Moving resolution 71. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 72 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title urging action by New York State legislators to advocate on behalf of SUNY community colleges to increase funding to community colleges in the state budget.
Moving resolution 72. By Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. Now that we've finally stepped up, we can start putting some pressure on the state to step up on this also. We had to get our act in order first on the two counties. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 73 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title to authorize contract with Anthem for provision of Medicare Advantage Part D and non-Medicare supplemental drug health insurance coverage.
Moving resolution number 73. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 74 by Supervisor Campbell, title supporting St. Lawrence County's Adirondack Park Agency permit applications for emergency communication towers for Star Lake and Cranberry Lake.
Moving resolution number 74. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Wilson, Clary, Wang, and Nolan, Roselle, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 75 by Supervisors Hall, Shaw, Campbell, Fedler, Skelly, Wilson, title amend staffing pattern, clerk of the board.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 75.
By Supervisor Hall, second. Fedler, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 76 by Supervisors Hall, Shaw, Campbell, Fedler, Skelly, Wilson, title amend staffing pattern, Department of Social Services.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 76.
Moved by Supervisor Hall, second. Fedler, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 77 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title amend staffing pattern, real property tax services.
Moving resolution 77.
By Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, Rozell, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 78 by Supervisors Nolan, Hall, Hogan, Ferguson, Baker, title to authorize contract with Warren County for differential response services to Warren County youth under the age of 12.
Mr. Chairman, introducing resolution number 78.
Supervisor Noel. Hall. Baker. O'Brien. Hahn. Campbell. Clary, and Wang. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 79 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher, title authorized intermunicipal agreement for Fort Ann Highway Barn joint serial bonds.
79.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 80 by Supervisors Fedler, Wilson, Hogan, Rozell, Nolan, Baker, title to accept land lease agreement, Verizon Wireless.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 80.
Supervisor Fedler, second. Hall, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, Rozell, and Nolan. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 81 by Supervisor Hanky, title urging action by the New York State legislators to advocate on behalf of local EMS providers.
I'll move 81. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Fedler, Hall, Fisher, Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell, Wilson, Clary, Wang, Rozell, and Nolan. This is another one of those I probably could have just written a letter, but I wanted discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 82 by Supervisors Hall, Shaw, Campbell, Fedler, Skelly, Wilson, title to appoint Director, Real Property Tax Services.
Chairman, moving resolution number 82.
Moved by Supervisor Hall, second. Fedler. You can't second, Sam, sorry.
Oh, you scratch it.
Baker, O'Brien, Hahn, Campbell. Is this a unanimous second? I think it's a unanimous second. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 83 by Supervisor Campbell, title to set public hearing on introductory local law A of 2024.
Moving resolution 83.
Moved by Supervisor Campbell, second. Fedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Wilson, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Did I miss anybody? Discuss. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 84 by Supervisors Campbell, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Rozell, Hall, Wilson, Fisher. Title, Serial Bond Resolution dated February 16, 2024. A resolution authorizing the issuance not to exceed 15 million serial bonds of the County of Washington, New York for the construction, reconstruction, and improvements of the site and the acquisition of original furnishings equipment, machinery, and apparatus required for the purposes for which such buildings are to be used.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution 84.
By Supervisor Campbell, second. Bedler, Hall, Fisher, O'Brien, Hahn, Clary, Wang, and Nolan. Discussion. The title was clearly written by an attorney.
Not this one.
Not this one. Okay, question, this is a roll call, requires a 2/3 majority to pass.
Mr. Hanky?
Yes.
Mrs. Fedler? Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Nolan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Hahn? Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Skelly? Mr. Hogan? Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Clary? Mr. Wang? Mr. Rozell?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted, 4,223 yes, 203 absent.
Phew. I think the next item in the budget is going to be a massage therapist for my neck, sweeping back and forth here. Feel like a windshield wiper. Okay, we're on the supervisors' comments. Who's got comments? Seriously? Mr. Wilson?
I'll just emphasize all the resolutions to get after the construction of the barns and the authorizations, the serial bonds. So it's time to get it done.
Larry?
I just want to really say thank you to the, is it Jason? Developed in moving these projects forward. And
Everyone a happy, healthy, safe, and blessed President's Day weekend.
But who else? Mr. O'Brien?
And Debbie on her job and doing all those resolutions.
Yes.
That's great.
Passing a hat later to make up for the loss.
Okay, is that it? Well, guess what? I got a couple of things. Oh, no. You have in your packet there a thing about the Tier 3 emergency management training. You've all got to do that. But here in person, or you can do it, via Zoom, but you got to do it. You haven't got to do this one. There are other trainings around, and maybe some of you have already had it. It really isn't that bad. Just do it and get it over with and get yourself certified. Felt very good to fill the real property position, not necessarily because of the extra workload, but because I think we got a very good person. I'm looking forward to having that department move ahead. I will say, although I carry on sometimes about, it seems like every time I become chairman, there's a whole bunch of other departments to run, code enforcement, the weights and measures, but I will say I have liked doing it in every instance, because you really see some different things from the inside. And I haven't wanted to make a lot of changes in there because I knew we were going to have a new director. But I think there's some personnel and some staffing needs in there. I think it needs, an additional clerk and this sort of thing. I'm not going to take that action until we get, Miranda here and get her feet on the ground, make sure she concurs with it. But I think we've had a staffing void in there for quite a while, and I'll bet we'll solve quite a lot of the problems that not problems, but the work challenges that we've experienced in there. I think we can solve fairly easily with a little bit of staffing change. So you'll be seeing that coming along. I was very happy that you passed resolution number 64. That's one of my hot topics for me. Foster care, I advocated pretty hard to put the ARPA funds in there. Hoping we're going to see some good benefit from that. And also, you all expected me to do a proclamation for the officers involved with that dog case in Argyle. And the dispatcher that was on the phone for 27 minutes with a lady while she's being attacked and everything. I did not do that this month because one of the officers got COVID and the others got a trial today. So I wanted to have them, be able to have them here, and if they wanted their families, and that sort of thing. So we'll do it. But March, I didn't forget about it. A very, critical thing, one worthy of a proclamation, but, not this month. Okay. Just bring anything to mind for anybody? All right, we are adjourned.